Hello everyone, it's Yvonne here from the Aussie Goddess to do your weekly reading, and this will be for the sign of Cancer. Cancer, thank you so much for subscribing to my channel, and thank you for all of your support to our little community. I love what I do, and I am very happy to read for you when I do. So this reading will go from the 27th of October to the 2nd of November. Remember, the readings are only general, so they may not resonate with you. However, if they don't, then you can always go and check out other aspects. You've got a great deal of happiness here. It's one of the most beautiful cards in the deck. Look at that, all your ducks in a row. You can always check out other readers or other aspects of your natal chart. I'm using the Before Tarot here, if you wonder what deck I'm using. That looks like. Okay. Oh, cards are a little bit lively. This talks about using your intuition. Maybe you have some sort of decision or some sort of direction you need to take there, and the universe is saying make sure you're using your intuition. Don't act without feeling it out first. Okay. So, how funny, we have the card of Cancer coming out, which always amuses me, and I'm easy to amuse. So, Cancer, this is about moving forward. I feel like you've been stagnant for a really long time, and I think this is why your intuition is saying now you need to sort of feel out what direction you're taking, where you're going. The Chariot comes up often when you've been in a bit of a sort of stuck place and not really understanding what direction you want to take. Now in this particular deck, see, the animals are not moving, so the Chariot is still, and that gives you a chance then to do a bit of a life review, have a look at your life, understand the direction you want to take. But you could have been doing some healing in this time. We do have the Fool coming out after that, so two major arcanas here. Now the Fool is the card of taking a leap of faith. It's about deciding that you want to go in a particular direction and just throwing caution to the wind and taking it, which is what the Fool does. He jumps off the cliff without looking. Seven of Wands coming in here. So the Seven of Wands is the card of being defensive, standing your ground, not letting anybody change that decision for you. This guy is actually, looks like he's almost praying here. And I do note that there's lots of new growth here. So there's something in standing your ground. And Three of Cups coming in here. So sometimes this is walking away from something. Something perhaps that was codependent. Could be that you felt very bound to something. Could be that you're in a third party. You could be going towards someone new here with the Three of Cups. Can't discount third party relationship here. The Devil card here tells me that you've been bonded to something for way too long, and you realize that there's a lot of happiness in front of you with this Sun card, but it's getting out of this situation that seems to have taken a lot of time and a lot of decision making, but forward movement here without a doubt. Okay, so we do have the card of the Strength coming out first, which is really nice. Again, another major arcana, so something big is about to go down for you, Cancer. This is about taming your inner beast. So sometimes it's about those parts of us that don't make us feel comfortable, our fears, our deepest, darkest secrets, bringing things to the forefront. You could have been doing some sort of transformation here, perhaps around things that have held you back for so long, experiences, the way you've lived your life, the way you've portrayed yourself, but you're becoming a much stronger version of yourself here. Really taming that. Okay, so I have the Nine of Wands coming up. So this card here shows a wolf here, and it always makes me think that you've built your defenses up against someone that looked very different when you met them to the person you know now, that sheep in wolf's clothing. There's a feeling here that you felt that you needed to protect yourself from people who wanted to take advantage of you. Having good boundaries, having strong boundaries, understanding the need for them. I feel like you've gone through some sort of situation here where your boundaries have been broken down. Could be this is why you've had to build up this strength. Could be that you, because that Devil card come up. You could have been in some sort of toxic situation where someone's slowly broken down that part of yourself that protected the inner vulnerable you from being hurt or harmed. Okay, so I have the Three of Pentacles here. So you want to rebuild something. You're moving away from something and rebuilding something new. You could be building, because this is about you rebuilding here, putting effort into yourself. So maybe you haven't moved away from a situation yet because you're dealing with these vulnerabilities and this past stuff that still keeps coming up. So you're doing some sort of life review here. Okay, beautiful, because you're bringing in stability. I like this. This is really nice. So you're learning how to be stable in your own right here. Okay, learning the value of give and take in a relationship. Maybe you've been in a situation that hasn't given you back what you've invested. This is about spreading the wealth. It's about making sure that everybody gets a fair deal. That's why the guy's here with these scales, balancing that out. Could have been that hasn't been the case for you in the past. We do have the card of Justice coming out. So this is the card that tells me there's some sort of karmic situation here that's not right, that needs putting right. I think sometimes when I see it sort of fall like this, that it should have been done a long time ago, but there's been a lot of fear and a lot of burying of deep emotional hurts from the past. And you're rebuilding those and bringing in a greater sense of stability. Could have been dealing with a Libra, Gemini or Aquarius here. Someone who's very cutting. Someone who doesn't always speak in a way that's can be considered communication. Someone that could be quite harsh. And been hanging on to this situation for a very long time here. Could be because there's been financial commitments here that you haven't been able to move away from. So that can sort of hold you back sometimes. But look at you go now. So you've decided to speak a truth here. You've decided to move forward, cut things out of your life and move into a new time here. And leaving behind all those knives that were in your back. So ending a negative cycle, ending a negative pattern, no longer putting up with betrayal and moving forward in a way that's healthy for you here. Starting again, rebuilding, understanding there was some sort of karmic lesson here and you've stayed in it for way too long. Learning the value of equal give and take here. Maybe you've been investing in something that hasn't been giving you a return. Oh, that's interesting. I've been drawing these cards today because I thought it would be nice to have a look at something different. And the card of compromise has come out for you there. Now, compromise on its own really doesn't tell me what that means. So maybe you need to compromise with perhaps a person that you're with currently. Maybe you need to compromise with someone else in your life, but there has to be some sort of compromise here. And the answer is no. So whatever you were thinking, the answer is no. So not sure what's going on for you, Cancer, but seems quite interesting to me. Have a great week.